Hey everyone, welcome back. Nathan Masters here, Brick System Brothers. I wanted to talk about the stuff I bought on my East Coast road trip. Wasn't all on the East Coast. I went quite a few different places, but focusing more on the stuff I bought along the way. Starting off with the small pick a brick or pick and build PAB cups from these LEGO stores. So there's quite a few to go through. I think I want to make another little series on the channel, but not every video in a row. Just getting back to this when I do work on my inventories for these, and call this the PAB Crawl. So this is the Brick System Brothers PAB Crawl, and diving right into the Bridgewater. All of these were during July, so this is what was on the walls. Most of them still had that pick and build menu that was up during the time when the employees were picking pieces and you had to fill out a little order form. But there were actually a couple stores that were moving on from that, and I was able to pick all my own pieces, so kind of moving out of that phase and getting back to the direct access to these walls, which I really like because you have a lot more control over how the cup is filled, and you're really able to get the most value out of it, in my opinion. So the Bridgewater cup here, just a few different piece types, and my starting card before I have done any counting, just based on what I picked, what is visible here: a 1x1 down bracket light gray, 1x1 single tooth and tan. That's what you can see on the top here. Is that finishing kind of detail piece. The 1x2 brick in vibrant coral, and a carrot top or carrot bar in reddish brown. So only 4 different element types in the small PAB cup, and that's going to be the lower register of what I picked. Most of the other cups have up to 10 or even more. I did get a couple large cups, and those have a lot of different pieces. But this one of the cases, there were just a couple different elements I wanted to grab, and I didn't mind having larger quantities of those. So that's the next step. I'm going to crack this open and get some counts and see what I got for value. Alright, got some numbers now. We had 140 of the 1x1 bracket, 256 of the tan detailing piece, 96 1x2 coral bricks, and 144 of the carrot stem reddish brown. So some pretty high quantities for these pieces here. Altogether 636 pieces, and at $10 a cup, this is about 1.57 cents per piece for brand new Lego, which I think that's a pretty good number. A lot of that having to do with the size of the pieces that you're able to pack into these small pick and build cups. So that's helping drive that down really close to 1 cent per piece. Again, just to kind of give you a benchmark, sealed Lego sets average around 10 cents a piece, skewed up and down from one set to another, but that averages out pretty close. When I buy bulk lots and pay a flat rate per pound, I'm usually able to get that under a cent per piece for these really large bulk lots, but even then, a lot of times ending up really close to this 2 cents, 3 cents a piece mark. So to come in under that with new Lego is pretty good, in my opinion. Something I recently added to my storage area was the small drawer Acro Mills unit. And at this point, I think I'm going to dedicate most of that unit to my PAB overstock, which is my way of saying I am able to remember which pieces I bought at a pick and build wall. Usually I bought quite a few of those, and so if I find that I need those in a project and can remember that I did pick it up, I have a whole separate area on my wall of just these pieces. So usually when I get these in, they're going in a dedicated section of the wall. In fact, I'll go grab that. And this section doesn't have enough room for these larger quantities. So especially, you know, a piece like this, it's pretty recent, pretty new, hasn't been used in high quantities in a set, so you usually are only getting 1 or 2 in. If I part out a set or I have a parts lot that I'm sorting out, I only have 1 or 2 of these to put in, so I have this really small section for this part in my storage. So this goes in the main grid, but since I picked up over 100 of these guys on the pick and build wall, I don't want to overwhelm my main grid with just this color, just this part. I want to have it somewhere else, still accessible, but a dedicated part of storage for that. So when it is convenient and when these parts fit in that section of storage, I think I'm going to do that. And even parts like this, I could split this bin in half and do 2 different pieces. I think I'll be able to get these guys, but I might have to do something different with the 1x2 coral bricks. Even these are going to be pretty full. Yeah, just manages to fit. Let's go get these in the wall. So that's where the brackets usually belong, and then down the row to the left and up towards the top is my PAB overflow grid. Already quite a few pieces stashed in here, so I feel like I'll be able to fill this down pretty quickly, especially considering I just went on this PAB Crawl. And also that piece I just put away, the little tan tooth, the reason I got so many of these is because I've actually used them before in quantity. And this is the top section from my Patriot Hill project, and I had enough white versions of this tooth on hand to do a little bit of detailing between the floors when I got up to this tower section. So that does help break up the wall, adds a little bit of interest. This is from Legoland, Florida. I picked up all these white ones, so now down the road if I do something in tan and want to do something similar, I have the capabilities for that. I also bought some minifigs at this store, just your simple build a minifig 3-pack. The dark green medieval print I haven't seen before, and then some of these other pieces. This hair is a rubberized component, was previously exclusive to a Princess Leia minifig, and was now at least locally available in that minifigure. And this is the Statue of Liberty headpiece. I think that's from a collectible minifigure series. So some of these build a minifigure stations really branching out into what's available. I like to keep an eye on those, but usually I'm just going for the parts. So that'll wrap it up for this specific cup. Small cup of pieces, over 600 in here. That's pretty good. A lot of these smaller, so able to pack those in a little more efficiently. And we will be able to get a better idea of how that compares to my overall run once I have a few more of these videos done. I have a feeling this will be one of the better ones in terms of value, getting below 2 or 3 cents. It's not terribly difficult to do, but when there's larger pieces on the walls, I like to get those as well sometimes. So I think this will be on the lower end of the value, like the value number, not necessarily. I consider this cup to be lower value than the others, just quantitatively. But we'll have to look at that when we get a few more of these videos up. Anyways, that'll cover it for, what was this store? Yeah, Bridgewater. The Pick-A-Bit Cup and Build a Mini. See you guys in the next one.